The most basic way to add an image to your pages is like this. You have the image tag, and then in the image tag you have a source that points to the location where the image is. But there are other attributes that you most of the time want to use in your pages to really do it the right way. Two of those tags, actually three of them would be. One would be the title tag, another would be the alternate text tag, and tag, I mean attribute, and the other combo pair is width and height. So let's do just that. Now, fortunately, well, unfortunately, it's a lot of typing when you do it manually. But fortunately, since we're using Dreamweaver, we could just use the WYSIWYG editor to generate all that code for us. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go up here, and here's my images. There's a bunch of different places. I'm sure insert image or right here. There's wherever you go, there's tons of different places to add imagery, but probably the easiest way is through this button over here. Just I'd say first put your cursor where you want it in the code. It's probably easier to do in the split view, the code section, and then click the images. Next thing you need to do is actually navigate to the image that you want, which I did, and here's the URL. I'm gonna click OK. The next thing I see is alternate text. Alternate text is the text that'll show up in place of the image in case the image goes missing on the web. So this alternate text is kind of a very brief description of what the image is. So I'm just going to put picture of Vanover bush, and then I'm going to hit OK. And now we see that we have, well, a lot of code being generated right on the fly for us through Dreamweaver. Now let's look. First thing is the source. That's where the image is. Perfect. The next thing, or just jumping ahead, is that alternate text that I typed in there. Picture of Vanover bush, in case it goes missing. Let's see if we could get it to go missing. Let me change this link right here. Bush. Well, over here it'd show up. Maybe we'll look at that example through a browser, through a different browser. And there we go. And then the width and the height is defined as well for us. And that's this width and the height is the exact width and height of the image that we put in there. The reason why width and height are two attributes that are good to use is because if you don't put in the width and the height of the image, you could have a jumpy layout. Essentially, in the process of a visitor visiting your site and them actually seeing your web page on their browser, is they have to download all of the assets of that page. The first thing that they download is the HTML, and if there's images inside of the HTML, they're going to download those too. So there's like a split second between the time that the HTML is downloaded, because you know, as you see, the HTML is what, like 5K, but the actual image, the images inside here, I think this thing is probably about like 50K. So this one image is about 10 times, yeah, there we go, 51K. This is about 10 times as big as the page. So in that split second, if the width and the height aren't defined, this thing will render like this. You know, the visitor wouldn't even see any of this. This would just be blank. And then finally, when the image is downloaded, it would insert it in there, and all the content would kind of jump around a little bit. So let's see what this looks like in our browser. We'll preview it in Firefox, and okay, just as we expect. And the one other thing that would be nice, actually, let me change the URL and see if I break the link. I'm just kind of added an extra U here to break the link. See if we can see the alternate text. Yeah, you see, look at that. It says picture of Vanover bush. That's what happens when the entire image is missing. Alright, so that's what the alternate text would do. But let me show you now the final thing, which is the title tag, which kind of gives you you'd add it just with title. I'll show you. It's more like a tooltip thing. this picture has Vannevar Bush smiling. Whoops. Okay. Nice little short description over there, and I'll show you the role of this, of the title. When a user actually hovers over, you see how now, see what happened? I hover over and the tooltip appears. So those are probably the three most basic, I'm crunching together width and height over here, the three most basic attributes that you'd always want to add to your images. Height, width being one attribute, I'm just kind of comboing them up. Alternate text in case the picture doesn't show up, not to mention that that's also good for usability because screen readers will read the alternate text in most cases. And title, I believe one of the functions of title is special into IE as well, as it'll show up. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's the case, but these are the three most basic attributes that you'd want to add to any of your images.